Imagine getting your first starring role on a TV show, only to learn your head is going to be cut off from view in every episode. And while the artists took the time to hide faces and conceal their real identities, there were some small moments where the faces were revealed, even if it required pausing or slow motion effects. So now it's time to see the mysterious faces on shows like Inspector Gadget, The Muppet Babies, and multiple series that waited for full-length movies and specials to reveal the hidden characters.
Where do they come up with this stuff?
Ever wonder who tries to control all of the chaos in the house where a cat and mouse would literally try to assassinate each other in every episode? Well, it was none other than Mammy Two Show, the possible owner of Tom, or at least the person who looked after the house in the classic cartoon Tom and Jerry. With just a pair of legs and a multi-layered dress that seemed so thick that her legs were covered in sweat, all we saw was the bottom half of Mammy, and still felt her intimidation when she laid down the law. One time, when Tommy Boy was having a little cat party, one quick call to Mammy sent her storming home from a card game. Well, during the huffing and puffing, if you paused it just right, you could see Mammy in all of her glory. Admittedly, it's not her best look, especially considering she's raging mad as she speeds home in the moment. The episode Saturday Evening Puss originally aired in 1950, giving the reveal pretty early on in the series. It's one of the coolest hands in cartoon history, but we spent years wondering what the rest of his body looked like. Yep, we're talking about Dr. Claw, the evil villain from the Inspector Gadget series. For multiple reasons, Claw kept his identity a secret, creating a lot of theories on the elementary school playground. Was he a clone of Inspector Gadget? A robot? Well, for the super curious, you could see Dr. Claw's face. You just had to shell out some money for it. When creating the Inspector Gadget action figure line, the company couldn't create a headless toy. So they designed Dr. Claw's full body and released him as a toy despite never showing his face in an episode. When the toy was displayed on shelves, a sticker blocked the view, forcing parents to fork over some cash for the big reveal. And despite all of the rumors and theories, the design is actually pretty well done and seems true to the character we got to know on the screen. The early seasons of South Park helped build up the world of iconic characters we still love today, but the real pop culture icon recognition began with Keny.
Son, I have some bad news. We accidentally replaced your heart with a baked potato. You have about 3 seconds to live.
Keny perishing in each episode became a talked-about trademark on the show, along with the thick hoodie he draped over his head. The hoodie may have muffled his words, but we all knew the young boy had a heart. And we really wanted to see that cartoon face. Well, Matt Stone and Trey Parker were not just going to reveal the face for free on cable television. So Keny's big reveal came in the first ever South Park movie, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. The movie had a number of highlights that would never be shown on TV. Cartman swears without censorship beeps. Character conversations get pretty intense. And then, near the climax of the film, we all get blown away when Keny does the unthinkable. We see a boy with messy blonde hair and a pretty plain face, but for some reason it was such a great payoff. On top of the reveal, Keny speaks clear lines before joining the devil in the fiery depths below the earth. Cartoon Network has been home to some pretty bizarre shows over the years, and one of them is the 1997 series Cow and Chicken. Just after watching one episode, you may leave with several questions, including, how are cow and chicken biologically related? Why do they have human parents? And what do their parents actually look like? The show not only followed the classic trope of cutting the parents off at the waist, but they headed into this idea head-on. In the pilot episode of the series, one of the final scenes zooms out to reveal the parents actually have no upper halves. They're essentially a pair of walking, talking legs. This wouldn't be the end of the mystery, though. Not all the secrets were given away in the pilot. In the episode Cow and Chicken Reclining, we get a huge reveal when Cow and Chicken go digging through a closet. They end up finding the tops to the parents, which Cow refers to as a former science experiment. The frozen smiles on the faces of the characters may be even creepier than the legs walking around with no torsos. Inspired by a flashback scene from the movie Muppets Take Manhattan, the children's show Muppet Babies took on a life of its own, spanning multiple seasons, getting rave reviews, and eventually leading to a remake in 2018. One of the biggest mysteries on the show, besides how a pig could grow such a beautiful head of hair, is what exactly does Miss Nanny look like? We see those striped leggings in almost every episode, and they teased us a bunch, barely even showing her upper body. The closest thing we ever got to a full face reveal came in the episode Around the Nursery in 80 Days. As the Muppets go to search for Miss Nanny, they find her, and we see a full body shot with an umbrella obscuring her face. In the episode Back to the Nursery, we also see her full body with a head stuck in a car window at the car shop. Even the 2018 reboot obscures her face from view. This hasn't stopped people from making concept art showcasing what Miss Nanny could look like, including a very Muppet-like design. For Cartoon Network's Kids Next Door, or KND for short, they simply plastered a full silhouette over the father character for a majority of the series. The all-black design with glowing features definitely added to the style of the villain, and many times it just didn't matter what he truly looked like because the disguised look was so effective. But the show went on to give us the big reveal anyway. KND waited for a big movie event to give us the reveal of Father. This took place in 2006 during the made-for-TV movie entitled Operation Zero. So once the black silhouette was shed, the evil arch-nemesis is revealed to be a pretty normal-looking guy.
How did you know?
A bow tie, glasses, and some suspenders complete his outfit, along with the signature pipe we already knew he had. Ed, Edd n Eddy is another show that subtly built up mystery over the years, only to make a big reveal in a made-for-television movie. Entitled The Big Picture Show Movie, the film answers many questions, including the reveal of Eddie's brother, an older sibling who had been deemed the coolest of them all, but never actually seen in any of the episodes. At first, it seems like we won't see the full reveal at all, as many shots focus on close-ups of the brother's sunglasses. And then the clip zooms out and we see the plaid-wearing bro. Well, like many big reveals, meeting Eddie's big brother doesn't go exactly as planned. Turns out Eddie's brother loves tormenting his younger sibling. Making him say uncle wasn't enough as he begins bouncing Eddie off the side of his whale-shaped RV. Even Eddie's peer-aged bullies cannot take anymore as everyone revolts, attacks the brother, and saves Eddie. You may grow up looking up to your siblings, but a true friend will reveal the cold and hard truth about their actions. Disney Channel's The Proud Family was a popular cartoon that predated many modern-day hits we see on the cable channel today like Phineas and Ferb or Gravity Falls. The core family on the show lived in the city of Wisville, California, a city that was named after the famed basketball player Wizard Kelly. Despite appearing in many episodes, Wizard Kelly's full face is never shown, often being cut off by his chin or his teeth. What a tease! The cutoff comes so close to revealing his full face. It wouldn't be a surprise if viewers actually tried to realign their television sets. But there was just one time when Wizard Kelly revealed his face. Can you guess when? Nope, it wasn't during a random episode. It was for the Proud Family animated movie. This was also another blink and you'll miss it moment, but we'll slow everything down for you just to be sure. The scene occurred when a giant balloon of peanut butter exploded over a stadium of Wisville residents. As Wizard tries to run away, we can spot his face in anguish, and the end result revealed there is truly nothing to hide. Besides our main superheroes, one of the more popular characters on Cartoon Network's The Powerpuff Girls was Miss Sarah Bellum, the mayor's assistant. Instead of following the trend of cutting off the angles of a shot, the animators gave Miss Bellum a full set of luscious red hair to cover her face. Over the years, the show got really creative with the way it showcased the hair, the different positions it was styled in, and just how many different ways it could block her face. This trend continued all the way up to the 10th anniversary special Powerpuff Girls Rule. As Miss Bellum looks down on the girls, a quick pan reveals her face, which doesn't feature much detail but is still a big surprise to see. The moment happens quick, but the screen grab has been shared around the web for years now. Even with the reveal of her face, Miss Bellum still has some mystery behind her. For one, the glum look on her face meant that her eyes were closed, so we've never seen them fully open. Second, her hair still covered part of her face, keeping us from the full-fledged view. With so many reboots and remakes, maybe one day we'll get to see even more of her face revealed. And next on our list is the iconic Nick series The Fairly Odd Parents. Now, I know what you're saying. We see the parents all the time. They literally have their own episodes. Mr. and Mrs. Turner are an essential part of the show. Well, it wasn't always intended this way. Before The Fairly Odd Parents became its own series, the pilot aired on Oh Yeah Cartoons. In the pilot, Timmy's parents were only seen from the waist down, and this continued for a few episodes when the series got picked up. As development went deep into season 1, show creator Butch Hartman realized that animating angles where the parents were cut off was a bit too challenging. To help with this, he designed Mr. and Mrs. Turner, and the rest was Nicktoons history. They became essential parts of the show, gave us even more reasons why Timmy needed godparents, and are a huge part of the show's history. Can you imagine what the show would be like if they continued to obscure the view from the waist up? The decision paid off in a ton of ways and allowed everything to branch creatively from this point on. At least they didn't reveal the parents that have half bodies like those creeps over at Cow and Chicken.
Oh, aren't our kids something, Dad?
Mama, there's nobody quite like him.
Wow, that was just one big reveal after another. Was your mind blown? Did you learn to start watching these feature-length movies and television specials? Yeah, us too. Anyone great we missed? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to ScreenRant for more great content.